Hey, it's Yalanda at DryerBuzz, and of course 27 Answers. And like you, I just sat down to my desktop trying to close some windows and get some things done because this one is, we're headed into the weekend. But I don't know when you're listening to this, so never mind that part. But I want to talk to you about this. First and foremost, wherever you're listening to this one, there's more. So it's called an answer of the day, and it's how to create buzz. I want to talk about posting on social media. If you're using social media for business, listen, you need to post every day and every day and every day often, okay? Never should there be a time that you should be offline. You should jump on there each morning, put out your open sign, which is what I'm about to do here as I wait for my desktop to catch up with us. But I want to talk about something that happens too often. People assume more than they ask. So you have to preempt the assumptions, especially with social media. And I'm glad I like the way I said that, preempt the assumptions, because you have to try to figure out what questions are they going to have when you get ready to post on social media. If you're going to just drop a product with a link, if you ever drop a picture, still always put a link, because remember now, if somebody is looking up your information online, the one question they have is, how do I become your customer? And again, people will assume more than they ask. And so if you preempt the assumption and give them as much information as possible, they can become an educated consumer. And then guess what? They can become a customer for life. So if you're all the time having to say what something is not, you getting that phone call, an inbox email, people coming in your store, and they assume that you do this or they think you do that, and you're all the time having to say, no, that's not us. That's not what we do. That's not what that is. No, you're not supposed to interpret it that way. That's not what we meant. All of that. If that consumes your day, having to do that, then your messaging is leaving some gaps. We talk about that a lot in trying to convey our message to our customer, the customers that we want, right? You keep getting people in, they're like, oh, I thought this was included. I thought it encompassed all of that. Like they really thought they were going to get all that for that price. No, and so that's why you got to have your small print out there. But again, we're talking about in social media. So you have to preempt the assumptions, because like I said, at about 3 minutes into this, people assume more than they ask. You have to preempt it and think about the fact that they are looking at you through that tiny little screen, whatever device that they're on, and they're having to interpret it, because if you're on Twitter, you only have so many characters, even though characterization has expanded on Twitter, or you're trying to get it in the 6-second snap, a story, 15-second story, even a 1 minute Instagram at this point is almost like a full-fledged documentary. I don't know how your messaging is not on point. You see somebody watch your Instagram and they still call up with like 5 questions. Like I have some products, some offerings, some services on Fiverr.com. And if I get an inbox on Fiverr and I look at it and it's like 5 minutes long for me to read it, I'm like, I'm sorry, but that's well beyond the $5 product, right? Now, mind you, on Fiverr, you can sell, they've expanded it. People are running wonderful businesses over there, but I look at it and I'm like, okay, it's at that level that's just going to initiate our relationship as creative and customer, right? Like for one, I have a product over there, simply a $5 tweet. $5 basic tweet, your 140 characters taking over our timeline, okay? And so if somebody has, well, how many people will that reach? Well, we tell you the Twitter account. You can go look at the Twitter account and see that. So I have to preempt the assumption, because they'll think, oh, well, I'm going to purchase the one that just sends out the tweet. But, you also have Facebook and Instagram. Can you run it on there? Yeah, I could, if you add on those other services. So you have to preempt the assumption, because people oftentimes won't ask. And what happens is we end up to the table with them or in the inbox with them, and let's face it, customers, they don't consider the cost of something in a lot. I mean, not initially the cost that they're paying, but the cost to produce it. You know how when everybody goes on Shark Tank and they want to know how much does it cost for you to make that? Because yeah, there's a price I can sell it at, but people will remember we did that one answer of the day about people undermining your business. The first person to undermine your business is you. So you have to know what that costs. So I know you can send me as many inboxes as you want to on Fiverr. That product starts at $5. I cannot spend more than less than a minute answering your inquiry, because guess what? Then I can't reimburse the cost of the time, right? Unless and it says, hey, basic, okay, advanced, right, and premium, right? Basic, most of all the products that I offer has the bare minimum. Okay, we have 3 levels in everything that we do. Unless you come in at that premium level, I'm sorry, you cannot have premium. Now, that's not to say you can't have excellent service. You're going to get excellent service, and we're going to meet and exceed the expectation at the level that you come in. But I cannot give you the services that the premium customer who has no qualms about paying for can't give you the premium service at the basic level. You just can't do that, right? And too many people get caught up doing that, and then that's when you get mad and you get frustrated. You're like, well, I don't want customers off social media. They want too much, because people assume more than they ask. And you just have to make sure that they have clarity and they have an understanding of what they are buying. So when you are going out there on social media, you're telling people what you offer. Don't put that grandiose catering layout out there. And somebody comes to you, and with that layout, you have to specify that layout was for people paying $300 a person. Don't put that picture up there. And then here comes that person that only wants to pay $10 a person. They're like, well, man, that's a serious scale back. So you have to preempt the assumptions. So if you are selling, and the thing about it is, there's nothing wrong with leading with your price. There's nothing wrong. And sometimes, and especially in a social media environment, you need to lead with your price. If you're gonna put, let's say that you are an event planner or a caterer out there, okay? Now, yeah, it looks good on all of your literature to have, well decked out event, right? But if that's an event at $300 a person, then you need to have a couple of pictures out there and let people know up front. Hey, listen, this is the $300 per person event. This is the $200, $100. This is the $10 per person event. Because especially if you have in your byline, no event too big or small. Because guess what? That small event person is going to come to you with a whole bunch of assumptions. So I'm just here to help you create buzz and preempt those assumptions. Got a minute left to tell you, listen, again, if you found this on a friend's timeline or just out in the cyberspace, listen, you can filter the entire internet using the hashtag 27answers. We also archive all of these answers on our YouTube as well as at DryerBuzz.com. And how did I come about all these answers? Because I've been doing this a very long time. Also wrote the book on buzz. It's called 27 Answers to Create Buzz. You can get it at DryerBuzz.com, or if you are at Amazon Prime, guess what? You can go get it right now on Amazon, probably for free. Get an ebook and read it. Or you can you want to be a premium customer, you can get a print. You can also get a signed copy. And then if you want to really implement some of these strategies, we also got other ebooks out there that you can hone in on the areas that you need to work on. I got to jump out of here because I want to keep this in less than 10 minutes, but there's more. There was some before and there will be some more to come. It's called How to Create Buzz. Is your answer of the day. I'm Yalanda, again, at DryerBuzz, hashtag 27answers.